Okay, so in part 1 we did our tuba. Let's make the blade. So now change the units to imperial and set the length to unit, and I'll scale it with a dimension. Drag down and scale down, set it to around between 3 to 4. We want to use real-time measurements. We want it to be as real. We want it to be real. Okay. Also now enter the ghost mode. I don't know how I call it, X-ray mode. And then let's start to shape our blade. Let's shape our blade. So this will be the shape of our blade. So let's work on that. Okay, so now we have the shape of our blade. Okay, so now select the ring of the outline of your blade. That'll be the outline of the blade. Shift D and separate it. Now after the separation, increase its height. So extrude it. Select it, extrude it to a reasonable height. Nothing too much. Just extrude it, and then let's fix the mesh before we give it its final height. Okay, so now we are done. So now let's fix the height. So go to your dimensions and set the z-axis to 11.42. That will be the height. No, this is the blade. It is 22. Let's see. So yeah, that number. So that's the height of our blade. So now we have our blade. Let's give it some more detail. So enter edit mode and subdivide it. About 3 lengths would be okay. So now add some more geometry. I'm trying to create some divisions, so just follow the process, trust the process. So add some geometries over there and over there. And now we are going to cut a little space on the side of the blade. So select these ones. So first, second, third, all the way down. And then extrude it. It shouldn't be too much. I made an error in the first time where I extruded it too much. So don't make it too much. It shouldn't cross the y-axis. So something reasonable. Shouldn't be too much. So now add a mirror modifier and activate the bisect, the x-axis bisect, so that your space would affect the other side. If you did your own too much like mine, if you extruded yours too much like mine, you will see that there's a space inside. So fix that by shifting it away from the x-axis, from the other axis. Let's stay on its lane. You shouldn't go too deep, and then you should be fine. So now apply your modifier, and now we have our blade, we have our sword. Somehow we're almost there. Okay, so now add a subdivision modifier. Add a subdivision modifier. And now let's clean our mesh because now it looks messy. This looks nothing like a blade, so let's clean it. Use Ctrl R and reshape the mesh, and use bevel on the edges to find it. Let's also make, so right now I'm working on the sharp edges. Also, you should try occasionally press Shift N to correct any geometric errors, to correct your normals. If you check out my shorts, I explain some of these things. Check them out. So I fixed the geometry. I made the edges look more sharper and harder. And now we're done. A simple deform, and let's bend our blade. First apply the rotation and the scale, and now shift it, make it, send it from twist to bend, and set the angle at -10, and then you should be done. We have a blade. We have a blade. We have a sword. We are done. We are done. This is a blade. This is like a blade without a handle. It's also a kind of blade. I call it a Ronin blade because it's like the samurai without a master. A samurai who isn't directed, who has no sense of direction. So here is your blade without direction. Go out there and try cutting people with it. I don't know how you do it. Maybe you hold the handle. Oh, okay, you use your fingers. It's still not impossible. Go out there and cut people as you get cut. Show your friends that you did a blade that has no handle. That's dope. It doesn't believe in control, you know. It's an anarchist. Yeah, the anarchist blade. So right now I'm just trying to fix the geometry a little bit. So check out the next tutorial and let's finish up with the handle.